Hello and welcome to the Boost Over Ball podcast, your go-to place for everything Rocket League with your hosts, K-Cube, AJ Binky, and Red. So lean forward, lock in, and get ready to go Boost Over Ball.
We're here. It's a bit of a solo episode for this one. All the audio levels and everything sounds good. Like I said, I'm doing this solo. It's because of the holidays. It's just going to be, it didn't work with everybody's schedule to jump on and do that. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Hello and welcome back to the Boost Over Ball podcast. To listeners new and old, hello and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Kyle, K-Cube, here by myself, as I said before. And today we will be talking about the massive RLCS 2025 announcement that dropped, and we will finish off with Red's roster rumors. So with that, we have an RLCS announcement from Blast Epic Psyonix talking about everything you need to know about RLCS 2025. So we are going to go through this together, and we will talk about my thoughts on everything that's come out, as well as give you all the information that we currently have about the upcoming RLCS 2025 season. So without further ado, an RLCS 2025 season update. I will post this link in the episode description, so you'll be able to look at it yourself if you haven't already seen it. But the Rocket League Championship Series, RLCS, is back for the 2025 season, and signups are now open. It's shaping up to be another amazing year of competition with an increased total prize pool of $5 million for 3v3s, and for the very first time, 1v1s to compete for. We're looking forward to seeing who will rise to the top in 2025. Next year, we will continue our efforts to build a more sustainable competitive ecosystem for Rocket League and our community. As a part of this effort, we are introducing a new marketing program where select teams will be offered contracts to support and promote Rocket League competitive ecosystem. Additionally, we are increasing the prize pool and total compensation limits for third-party tournaments. This will make it easier for more organizers to get involved and create a more competitive opportunities. Rocket League will also return for the Esports World Cup in 2025, which will expand competitive programming within the year. More details from EWC will come out later today. Keep a lookout for even more Rocket League third-party announcements through 2025. So, first and foremost, the biggest portion of information that we have here, we'll just keep it on this one for now. But the most important part of this is their new marketing program where select teams will be offered contracts to support and promote Rocket League competitive ecosystem. So in my opinion, this is going to be for the tier 1 orgs, your NRGs, your Carmine Cores, etc., your tier 1 Rocket League orgs. So that is going to be who benefits from this. But I don't necessarily think that that's like this can be built out. This can be, improved upon. It's a start, right? They've heard the complaints from orgs about, 20% of, their revenue was from the esports decals. So I'm hoping that for those organizations that are involved in this process, that it will help offset the costs of fielding a Rocket League roster. I'm hoping that it will maybe start to entice some people to rejoin the esport, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. On to signups. Signups for the Birmingham Major Open 3v3 and 1v1s are live, so be sure to head over to the sign-up page to register your team. Remember, rosters are locked on the day that signups close. Signups close at various times per region, so make sure to double check. It's open qualifier signups as it was last year, so they continue on with that same concept. The format, the 2025 RLCS season follows the same format of 2024 with 2 splits, each with 3 online open tournaments culminating in in-person major. Both majors lead up to the ultimate competition, the Rocket League World Championships in 2025. The first major heads to Birmingham, UK at the BP Pulse Live Arena National Exhibition Center from March 27th to 30th, and more details and links to tickets can be found on the website. We'll share locations and more details for the second RLCS major and RLCS World Championships in the coming months. Although the format is unchanged, there are a variety of changes to the 3v3 format. So nothing new there, right? Still the same 2 splits, 3 regionals, 1 major in each split, and we will be getting a little bit more transparency, at least to the dates of all of those events, not to the locations yet, as the first one is in Birmingham in the United Kingdom. And it's all but been confirmed, in my personal opinion, that the World Championships are going to be in France this year. So I would imagine that we will probably see a North American major number 2. So we will be looking forward to seeing where that is and who is going to compete there. But in the meantime, let's talk about the new 3v3 format. So to qualify for each RLCS major, there will be 3 online open tournaments in each region for a total of 6 online opens in 2025 per region. Each online open will use a new standardized format across the year. The change aims to provide clarity for both new and seasoned fans. So up to 2 days of open double elimination brackets to determine the top 32 teams in each region. There will then be 2 16-team Swiss system brackets to determine the top 16 teams in each region on day 3 of the preliminary stage. So in the opening weekend of the tournament, they will do double elimination brackets to determine the top 32 into 2 16-team Swiss stages. And from there, when we have our top 16, there will be 2 8-team GSL system brackets to determine the top 8 teams in each region on day 4 of the preliminary stage, finishing off with 2 days of hybrid elimination bracket action to determine the standings in each region. So this GSL system bracket is very similar to what we saw at the World Championships. So it's a 2-sided bracket with a Group A and a Group B. Rounds, you lose once, and you will be put into the lower bracket, and losing again in the lower bracket results in an elimination from the tournament. So it is essentially a double elimination until you get to semifinals, I believe. Then you no longer have that additional life. So it really benefits you to do well in the throughout the tournament, or if you're gonna perform poorly, you should do it at the beginning so that you can still use your extra life. But from there, RLCS points will be awarded to the top 16 teams at the end of each open. After each major's 3rd open, the top teams in each region, determined by the regional RLCS points standings, will qualify and compete in the next in-person international major. Each open will now reward the top 128 teams in North America and Europe, the top 64 teams in SAM, Oceania, and MENA, the top 32 teams in APAC and SSA, all with cash prizing. And for your... What does that mean?
It means the Boost Over Ball team is getting a cash prize.
Oh, yeah. Doing what we can.
What's that?
Doing what we can. We will... Hold on while we get AJ into the call here, but basically... But from there, basically, I'll do a little bit of a recap of what we've talked about thus far. Basically, I'm going through the RLCS 2025 update, and I've done the new format. I've done the how to sign up, and I've done the season update, just the little blurb about it. So still some stuff to go over. Were you able to get in?
Yeah, I am changing some of my settings real quick.
Gotcha. Okay. But basically, and while you continue to change your settings, I'm going to... The biggest or the most important part of what we've talked about thus far is they said, as a part of we look forward to seeing who will rise to the top in 2025. Next year, we will continue our efforts to build a more sustainable and competitive ecosystem for Rocket League in our community. As part of this effort, we are introducing a new marketing program where select teams will be offered contracts to support and promote the Rocket League competitive ecosystem. So
I feel like that doesn't really say anything.
From what I've heard from Achilles and from what I've heard from around the social media verse, is it seems like for tier 1 orgs this is going to be pretty big. It's going to be a pretty substantial contract. It's going to be more of a like a content creation kind of contract, so they will get paid. They will still have their decals and their skins in the game. There will be probably some more additional team item options to be that you can buy, but it kind of seems like they're gonna like the teams that are like signing like into this marketing program. It kind of seems like they will have a lot more control over how their in-game items look, like they did not the last time. But it seems like it's only going to affect, like it's going to only benefit like the tier 1 orgs.
I mean, that's kind of unfortunate, but at least it's something.
Yeah, but so I mean, it's a good start though. Like especially after all of the things that people have been talking about, and like Epic hates orgs and all that stuff. So, it's maybe a step in the right direction. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But next up, I just went over the fact that top 128 teams for North America and EU will get prizing, 64 for SAM, Oceania, and MENA, and top 32 for APAC and SSA. So next, still the same format, which I kind of don't agree with, but whatever. For NA and EU, the top 4 teams will be invited to our international majors. For MENA, it'll be the top 2 teams. For Oceania, it's the top 2 teams. For SAM, it's the top 2 teams. For APAC, it's the top 1, and for SSA, it is also the top 1. So each RLCS major will be adopting the format used from the World Championships, 16-team Swiss system to determine the top 8, 8-team hybrid elimination bracket to crown an RLCS major champion. There will no longer be tiebreakers between the Swiss stage and the hybrid elimination bracket. So similar to like how they did at the RLCS Worlds, it's going to be like you have like that extra life at the beginning.
It's kind of cool, I guess.
So, and it's going to be the same throughout the whole tournament.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool, but I kind of wish that they still had the tiebreaker matches. But
I do too. Those were awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it still kind of gets us like that, your bottom 4 teams don't get a second life, but your top 4 teams do have the opportunity for a second life.
Yeah.
So I think that that's a cool way to kind of even like reward teams for performing well in the Swiss. Now, go ahead.
I agree. Just agreeing.
Fair. The new RLCS 1v1 details. RLCS 1v1 is here and ready to show who stands alone at the top of the mountain. There will be 2 separate 1v1 open qualifiers in the 2025 season to cover all regions. Let's break down how this format looks for these the opens. So the open 1v1 will take place after 3v3 opens will take place after the 3v3 opens of the Birmingham split conclude. Okay, so after the 3 regionals, then the 1v1 happens. It's only one singular 1v1 open tournament. And players from SAM, EU, and APAC will be able to participate in a new 1v1 event. The format will be an exact copy of the 3v3 events, but limited to 2 regions, EU and SAM. Players from APAC can choose which 1v1 open region they would like to participate in. Oh my god. With the winner of EU and SAM events qualifying for a final during the in-person Birmingham major.
There's only 2 regions?
It's EU and SAM, or APAC players can compete, but they have to compete in EU or SAM with high ping.
Why?
Because Open 2 of 1v1 will happen after the 3 regionals in the second split conclude. Players from NA, MENA, and OCE and SSA will have the opportunity to participate in a 1v1 event of their own. Like the EU SAM 1v1 Open, there will be 2 regions, NA and MENA. Players from OCE and SSA can choose which 1v1 Open region they would like to participate in, with the winner of the NA and MENA events qualifying for a final during the second in-person major. So there are 4 regions total for this 1v1. It is EU, it is SAM, it is NA, and it is MENA. So surely in that second one, OCE and SSA will play. I mean, OCE plays with NA and SSA plays with MENA. I mean, I feel like that's what has to happen.
So there's, for any 1v1 player, there's 2 events if they're good, and 1 if they're not.
Technically, there's only like, so let's just use like let's use Wavy as an example, right? He's been farming a lot of 1v1 competitions. Wavy gets his opportunity to compete in 1v1 in the second split before Open number 2. He gets his one competition there. If he wins from the NA region, he will go to compete against the winner of the MENA region at the second major. From there, here's the last piece of the puzzle. After both 1v1 major champions have been crowned, the 2 winners from Split 1 and from Split 2 will automatically qualify for the Rocket League 1v1 World Championship in 2025. So they will play a 1v1 series at the World Championships to determine the 1v1 World Champion. So instead of doing like...
So it's a singular 1v1 game at the World Championship?
I mean, I think it's going to be a singular
match.
Series.
Best whatever.
Yeah, best of 7, I believe. But yes.
Man. I was hoping for so much more.
I think this is kind of what I expected, but it gives a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah, it feels
like an infinite amount of room.
Yeah,
for improvement. I will say though, I think I prefer a 1v1 to the freestyle open, the Ford freestyle open that they did at the
prefer nails on a chalkboard over that.
Fair. But one of the last things about this is players are not restricted from playing in both the 3v3 and the 1v1 opens, but like our 3v3 opens, players will be restricted to participate in only one region for the whole year. So be sure to sign up early and for the region you want to participate in. This is a big one. So like we've announced here on the episode that Rise is going to be competing in MENA with Nuepo and Atomic. Formerly EU Atomic, now MENA Atomic.
Yep.
Because they are signing up for the MENA region, Rise will also have to compete in the MENA region for the 1v1s if he wants to compete in the 1v1s.
Does Rise play ones?
I have no idea. I mean, I'm sure at some level he plays ones, but I don't think competitively like
not at the top level.
Yeah. Not like Jory is or anything like that.
Right.
So we will have 4 people total qualified to play a 1v1 in front of a crowd at the opens. 1 from each region that we've named: EU, MENA, SAM, and NA. Yes, at the major.
Right. Okay.
2 in each. So the first major will be SAM versus EU, and APAC maybe could win, but out of one of those regions. And the second one is NA and MENA with OCE and SSA also there competing in one of those regions as well. So we'll have 4 winners total. And after the first open, there will be 1 champion from either SAM or EU. And then the second, there will be 1 champion from NA and MENA, and they will play at the World Championships to be the first world champion 1v1 player. So
it's better than nothing.
It is, but like we both laughed at and joked about, infinite room for improvement.
Yeah.
But
it's a start. I give them that.
Yeah, true. And I like to see them making some changes. I like to see them doing something to kind of grow the following, which I think is good. But not last, but talking about the Rocket League World Championship qualification, after RLCS Major number 2 ends, but they have it written after RLCS TBA Major ends, because it's the only one that hasn't been announced yet. But the top 16 teams who have earned the most cumulative RLCS points for the entire 2025 season in each region will be invited to the Rocket League World Championship to compete for the ultimate title. There'll be the top 4 from NA, EU, 2 from MENA, OCE, SAM, and then 1 from APAC and SSA. But in addition to these 16 teams, there will be 4 last chance qualifiers to determine the final 4 teams that will attend the Rocket League World Championship for 2025. The addition of the last chance qualifier is a new one for RLCS 2025, except it's basically just rebranded wildcard, so, whatever they need to say. And aims to offer more teams the opportunity to qualify for the largest LAN event in 2025. So the 4 regions with the best LAN performance in 2025 will earn a last chance qualifier for their region. Each region will send 1 extra team to the Rocket League World Championship for 2025. Did you follow that?
No.
So the top 4 regions in RLCS, and there's NA, SAM, EU, SSA, MENA, APAC, OCE.
Yep.
7 regions. Of those 7, the top 4 points earning regions, like as a whole, from major performances, right? Which regions got the most points, which in all likelihood is going to be SAM, MENA, NA, EU, just because they have the most amount of teams.
Let's go, Banana Head. Come on.
They could potentially knock out a MENA team depending on how they perform, or
That won't happen.
Probably not. But with that, so then because those 4 regions hypothetically scored the most points, each region will get a last chance qualifier for that major spot. So
Gotcha.
And that could be anybody.
Yeah.
That could be like Hey Step Bro, which is like Alpha Kappa and the content team. It could be, Squishy, Garrett, Arsenal, the content team.
Yes.
Or it's most likely probably the number 5 NA team if they qualify through. But it gives every team basically that didn't have the opportunity to qualify for the World Championship outright a chance, and it gives them a reason to continue scrimming and playing together, and to keep rosters together, to keep orgs interested, to kind of keep some of the teams together more than they originally would. So I'm kind of for it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But so it says, with the introduction of the Last Chance Qualifier, there will be a new 3-phase World Championship format. Phase 1, the 4 teams who qualified through the Last Chance Qualifiers will join the 4 bottom teams based on their LAN performances in the 2025 season in an 8-team GSL bracket where the top 4 teams progress to Phase 2. The GSL bracket is like that hybrid bracket we talked about. It's like a double elimination bracket with two groups, basically. So it's basically just a double elimination bracket.
Yep.
And so that would be the bottom 4 teams from that qualified, like the seeding and the last chance qualifier teams. And from there, Phase 2, the 4 teams coming from Phase 1 will join the remaining 12 teams and split into 2 8-team double elimination brackets where the top 4 teams from each bracket progress into Phase 3. And Phase 3, the remaining 8 teams from Phase 2 will battle it out in the well-known hybrid elimination bracket, the one that we talked about before, that you kind of get a second life type situation, for the title of Rocket League World Champions of 2025.
Weird.
It is, but I mean, I'm kind of here for it. It seems like we're just going to get a little bit more Rocket League. It's kind of a Kirkland brand wild card, if you will.
Yep.
I'm here for it. I'm here for more teams at World. That's how it should be, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed.
So, the preliminary, we have an open breakdown of like each regional. So it's day 1 is double elimination. Day 2 is double elimination for the top 192. Day 3 is the double Swiss, so the top 32 teams. And day 4 is the GSL bracket of 16 teams. And then the following weekend at the main event, we have the hybrid bracket with 8 teams. And then day 6, the hybrid bracket of 6 teams. So it's going to be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then the following weekend, it'll be a Saturday, Sunday. Actually, no, I lied. Friday, Saturday, Sunday on the first weekend, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday the second weekend. So it'll be basically a full like 10 days or whatever of competing for each regional, which is kind of cool. And in Opens 2, 3, 5, and 6, the top 8 teams from each regional split will be automatically progressed into the day 3 Swiss stage. So if you finish top 8, you will automatically skip the first 2 days of open qualifiers, which I think is pretty big for the teams, a little bit more stability for the orgs. So
Yeah. I mean, everybody was asking for that, right?
yes, they definitely were.
Orgs, players, fans.
Yeah.
Like, literally everybody wanted that.
Because, like, while in my opinion it was objectively hilarious that Carmine Corps missed a regional and almost didn't make Worlds, Rocket League is better when they're there, unfortunately.
Yep. It's true.
But each main event will be broadcasted on either Rocket League channels or by partnered regional broadcasters starting January 11th. You can catch the action in the earlier stages of each open on team streams as well. Just like past years, RLCS will continue to feature multiple regions competing across 3v3 as well as brand new 1v1 series. Here's a breakdown of the action to expect. So I'm not going to go through all of this. However, they have given dates for every event that is going to take place for the entire season. So, looking at this, we can determine that the Birmingham Major is going to be March 27th through March 30th, with a transfer window from the 31st of March till April 13th. And we can say that the second major is from June 26th to June 29th. And the transfer window opens on June 30th, and it excludes teams that qualify for the World Championships. I can also tell you that the Rocket League World Championships for 2025 will be September 9th through September 14th. So, just a week earlier than they were this season. So, we will be able to know exactly when to make travel plans. We know exactly what needs to happen for visas for people that are traveling from around the world to attend to these events. And this is truly a huge step, in my personal opinion, for Rocket League, for Blast, Epic, Psyonix, and for the fans. Just to have all of these dates out there so far in advance before we've even played a second of RLCS action for 2025, before the calendar even strikes, midnight on 2024, and we are able to clear our calendars, make plans, and figure out which events we're going to be attending, if any. I think that this is a massive, massive step forward for RLCS. So they've also released all of the dates for all of the RLCS events for the entire season.
That's nice.
Before we've even hit 2025 yet on the calendar, we have all the events. So the World Championships, the 9th to the 14th of September. Major number 2, June 26th to the 29th. We know them all.
We don't know where.
No, the location for Major number 2 and the World Championships has not been announced yet. However, we do know the dates. Big step in the right direction. However, we know Major number 1 is in Birmingham, and it's all but been officially confirmed. But I am 95% sure the World Championships are going to be taking place in France this year. Seems like it's about time.
Yeah. Wasn't there like payment issues?
Yeah, for like child labor laws and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that they might have been able to sort it out for this year. So
good.
That's kind of what I think. So I'm thinking if it's EU Major number 1 and World Championships, then I feel like it's got to be NA Major number 2.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
That'd be cool.
Maybe Midwest. That'd be fun.
Oh, no way. That'd be too good.
June 26th to the 29th? Like a Chicago? That'd be sick.
Nah, make it Des Moines.
That'd be wild for you.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, we'd be crashing here.
Yeah. But last but not least, it says stay tuned for more information on the Rocket League World Championships for 2025 next year. Good luck, have fun. We'll have additional information, including language broadcast partners and major locations, and additional third-party competitors as the seasons get underway. Make sure you're following Rocket League Esports on X and Instagram to stay up to date. We'll see you out there on the RLCS pitch. So, a lot of information, a lot of dates, a lot of like new stuff. Like we said, infinite room for improvement with the 1v1 circuit, but at least it's there. At least it's something new and different. We've changed up the format a little bit, but not format, but like the individual tournament formats a little bit, but not really. It seems like it's build less, there's less double elimination time, so it seems like it's going to be more stable for orgs and for teams that are constantly in RLCS. There's a way to auto qualify directly into the Swiss stage for qualification, and we got a last chance qualifier, which is really, I think, what people were the most upset about from this last World Championships. Would you agree?
Yeah, for sure.
So we got that's a lot of information, super information heavy episode, but it seems like the off season that kept on giving is finally starting to run out of things to give.
Yep.
But was there anything that you wanted to talk about with the RLCS 2025 update before we do our roster rumors?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, in honor of Red, I'm not gonna do the jingle this time because Red's not here to do it. We're currently in talks to get like some Twitch animated overlays and alerts to play while the jingle is happening, because as of right now it's just him going like this, shaking his head back and forth. I think that looks, he's like, we need to figure that out. So that might be something we look to do in the new year. But we only got a couple of roster rumors to go through here. First and foremost, Wavy will competing with Talk and Com under the team name Talk Tua, which is arguably one of the better names that we've heard of a non-org based team. Corelli has talked about it. A couple of people have talked, or Lawler has talked about it. Non-organized teams, non-org back teams historically have been awful for names. Omelet has made like 107 comebacks. 100%. I mean, come on. Like, really, the last great team name out of a major region that I remember seeing is Hogan Mode.
You can say out of a major region? Yeah, not much, but minor regions.
Oh, that's where the best team names live. I mean, World of Tanks. Oh, yeah. Come on, World of Tanks.
Exactly. Can't beat it.
Sesame Street Ballers. We go through when RLCS is back. We'll have some more new ones to go through.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
But we teased it a little bit during the episode. But Twisted Minds are expected to field a roster of Rise, Nuepo, and Atomic with a K. Coming from EU, they will be competing in MENA and going after that MENA number 2 spot. Next, 5UP is set to join the former TSM roster of Creams and Hockey. Geeky Esports is set to pick up the roster of Oli, Joyo, and Archie. So it's not going to be Rise, Joyo, Archie like people originally thought. But that's at least a step in the right direction that we're getting another org that I didn't maybe originally expect to be there.
Yeah.
But based on EU, this kind of seems like it might be a last chance qualifier kind of team.
Yeah, for sure.
But and then last but certainly not least, the roster of LJ, First Killer, and Chronic with Coach Sad Jr. are still looking for an org to represent them for the upcoming season. That seems a little bit crazy to me that, probably based on skill, maybe a top 3, top 2 team in NA is still looking for representation for the upcoming season. So I don't know if that's, based on unrealistic salary expectations, or there's just not an org that wants to pick them up, or if no one wants to deal with like FK Dad or something like that.
All the orgs are leaving.
Man.
It's ridiculous.
Leaving or downgrading in terms of the cost of their roster. Like, you see Space Station signing Snowman, you see Gen G signing RMC.
Yeah.
Really just NRG who signed, former G2, but that's really the kind of the exception instead of the rule.
Yeah.
But
What can you do?
yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to add about roster rumors about RLCS or anything in general?
No.
Okay. Well, like I said at the beginning of the episode before you hopped in, this is going to be a quicker one. We don't have a ton to talk about. I will, however, talk about the upcoming schedule. We have pre-recorded an interview with DJ TJ again, his fourth episode on the show, talking about stuff that he's got coming up, talking about wrapping up CRL and all the things that we've missed out on since the last time he was on the show. That it was pre-recorded and it will go live Thursday, December 26th. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys all knew that was being pre-recorded. So if there's any like newer groundbreaking information, we won't get to it until the new year on January 2nd is when that episode will go live. But for people who are listening, we wish you happy holidays, happy Merry Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, happy solstice if you are celebrating the solstice. Happy holidays. I hope you have a safe trip if you're traveling anywhere. I hope you have a great time with your family and your friends, or just relaxing, by yourself, whatever it is that you want to do. But we hope you have a fantastic and safe holiday season, and we will be back with you live in the new year. But with that, we would like to thank everyone so much for listening. Please remember to rate us 5 stars wherever you listen to podcasts, share the show, tell a friend. It all helps us grow our audience and improve the show. Remember to give us a follow on Twitter or X, Insta, Blue Sky, TikTok, and Twitch, which we are currently live streaming on right now, and come join our Discord. Make sure you support us by checking out our new merch store and our Patreon, as this is how we will be funding the show and doing all of our giveaways and all the fun stuff that we get to do in the future. All of these links and more can be found on our website at boostoverball.com. And from us here on the show, as always, remember to choose Boost over Ball. See ya.
Thanks for listening to the Boost Over Ball podcast. Make sure to check out our website at boostoverball.com.